Hi green lovers, it has been about 3 weeks, 23 days to be exact, since I put a bunch of seeds in this little pot and started a whole bunch of romaine lettuce. Well, the time has come when these plants have now outgrown this container and I have to pot them up really quickly, or they're just going to run out of nutrition. The roots are going to become tangled to the point that I won't be able to untangle them, and it's going to be a mess because these are packed together. So there are plenty of plants here. I'd say a good 50 plants in this small little container. I'm going to show you 3 ways in which I am going to uppot this lettuce. So my setup is right here in front of me. I'm going to be growing lettuce 2 ways. I'm going to be growing head lettuce and I'm going to be growing cut and come again lettuce. So this little plastic bus tray that I get from these food service type stores, you can get them over there. They're relatively inexpensive, US dollars, about maybe $6 or $7. So I'm going to be planting 6 heads of lettuce in this container. And then you may ask, what is this covered area? Well, this is an in-ground planting that I'm going to be doing for some of my lettuce, again, head lettuce. And the reason it is covered is because, let me show you. Let me take off this thing and show you. There we go. So as you can see on the right hand side, I have prepped some soil for planting my lettuce. But doesn't it look like the perfect litter box for a lot of different critters? Cats, raccoons, squirrels dig up these things, all kinds of critters get in here. They like this dark patch of clean soil to do whatever business they do. So this is where I'm going to be planting my lettuce, and I don't want to come tomorrow morning and find that it's all dug up, and that's why the cover. In fact, I have got some radish that I started, and I also covered it up because of the same reason. Any little seedlings that you plant get dug up by critters in my garden. So the third thing that I'm going to be doing is any remaining lettuce plants are going to be planted pretty close together in this pot, this shallow pot. This is only about maybe 8 inches tall, 6 to 8 inches tall. And this is going to be my cut and come again lettuce. And so whatever remaining plants I have after doing my head lettuce in these 2 locations, I'm going to be planting in this pot, and I'm going to be using it for leaf lettuce. So let's go ahead and do that. So first, let's take out these little plants from their container. They're really tough at this age when they're this young. So don't worry too much about them. As you can see, the roots are not horribly root bound, but they're getting there. So as I start to separate them out, you can see how easily they separate. The soil is really soft. And I'm going to be selecting 6 plants that I'm now going to be planting in this container. Okay, so I lied, guys. I'm not planting 6 plants. I'm actually going to be planting 2 or 3 in each of these holes. However, I am only going to let 1 plant survive. So I am going to be cutting off one of the little lettuce plants as these start to grow and I recognize which one is the stronger plant. I'm going to do a survival of the fittest human version, and I'm going to cut off the weaker looking plant. And the reason for this is because, not all plants are going to survive or thrive, and so I want to have some choices. If I were to put only 1 in each hole, and if 1 did not survive, then I'd have an empty space. So here we go. That's all it takes. These are all planted up, and I'm going to do the same thing in this bed. I'm going to be planting a whole bunch of lettuce, and whatever is left over is going to be going in the container. Okay, I am done planting these. I planted them roughly about 8 to 10 inches apart because romaine lettuce tends to grow quite big, bigger than what you can get in the grocery store when you grow it at home. So give the plant enough nutrition and it will definitely surprise you and taste better. So I've planted about 20 plants in this little space, which is about, 4 feet by 3 feet. And as you can see, I've got plenty of plants still left to go here. So I'm going to just plant these all over the place. And oh, by the way, I forgot, I did the same thing that I did in the container. I planted roughly 2 to 3 plants in each hole, and I will thin those to 1 plant. So this is going to be planted for cut and come again style, and basically what that means is that you just let the lettuce grow really close together and you just cut a few leaves here and there, and then they just regrow. So you cut a few leaves, you use it for your salad, and then in about a week or so it's full again, and you can do the same thing all over. So I'm going to plant these up now. Okay, all done planting this. As you can see, no fuss. I kind of just stuck them in here and there, and I did it gently, of course, and now I'm going to water this in and we're good to go. I'm going to take this and my other container and put it in a shaded spot at least until it establishes, and then for this one I am going to be covering it up with that cloth that I just showed you, so that will keep it protected both from the elements, the weather, as well as from the critters. So let's finish this up. This is what my mother used to call Uiru tani when I was growing up. Uiru means life, tani means water or water of life. So whenever you do a new planting, always give it a little water, because that is what really settles the roots in and helps it grow really, really well. So that's really how simple it is, folks. You start a whole bunch of seeds in a small container like that, and 2 or 3 weeks later, they're ready to go in the ground. You get head lettuce, you get cut and come again lettuce that you can enjoy throughout spring. Live green and love your greens.